Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Robcast Radio's webcast, baby, where we are going to discuss today just a little bit about, I redo a lot of motorcycles whenever I'm not doing the old Robcast Radio, so I thought that I would do a little video show about, let's say this one just showed up. Another neighbor moved out. I've got a neighbor, junior high schooler, pulled this one over here. So this is the evaluation. And what you see right now, it doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot of a motorcycle. And we got to determine what it is. And we're going to just take a walk around it, and we're going to see what we can see just by looking at the bike. What kind of story can it tell us? Now immediately you notice that it's been outside for at least maybe a year, 2 years. Normally you just want to try to give it a little gentle see, and we see now that at least the piston rings are frozen up. Looking at the tires, of course the tires are no good. They've rolled over and they've spun, so the tubes are no good. We can't test the front brakes because we do not have a front brake cable. However, we can actuate it by hand, and I can tell you that we got some major needing to maintain the brakes spokes. You just kind of give them a little finger and see. Oh, they're tight. There's one that's completely unscrewed, so it looks like this little motorcycle may have had some lack of maintenance. And the fork tubes are a little bit. There you go, throttle tube, no good, broken. Handlebars look like they can be straightened out. And that's going to be our clutch. Wow. Clutch seems to be engaging. Well, so far. Now what we want to try to do here is say, what is it? So what is it? It's going to be identified by the VIN number. By the 10th digit of the VIN. It's going to tell you the year. And there's a little identification plate right here in front of the exhaust. And I can tell you that it says that it is a 1986 Suzuki DS 80 is what it looks like. So, you definitely want to use the correct tools. The correct tools. What I've already done is taken a 5/8 spark plug wrench, and I've pulled the spark plug out because if the engine did turn over, we would want to put this back in here, spin it over by hand, ground the spark plug out like that, and see if she sparks. And we know the engine doesn't turn, so what we're going to do, here's another little identification tag here. You can see it looks like a decent little drivetrain, ladies and gentlemen. But what we need to do is determine what kind of shape this guy was in whenever it was parked. I looked in here. We know it's missing the carburetor, gas tank, seat, the plastics. It's going to need some tires, so this would definitely, it would have to be a candidate for a complete ground up restoration process. And if you notice, I did have to stick a 17mm wrench in there that's right, where the monoshock should be. So add another thing to the list, she's going to need a monoshock. What I did here is I took a 14mm wrench. First, what we want to do is pull the oil plug out right here. I took a 14mm wrench and I loosened. Let's see if we can get down here where I can see what's going on. This is kind of tough. Anyway, here we go. Maybe we can see kind of what's going on here. We want to see what's going to come out of the crankcase. But definitely use the proper tools. Don't round off any bolts right now because it's going to save you later. And what's going to come out of the crankcase? Oh, ew, that doesn't look very good. Wow, that doesn't look very promising, ladies and gentlemen. That is water. There's a little bit of oil in there with the water. But we'll let this drain out, and because we're at 4 minutes and 48 seconds and it takes forever to upload, I'll show you what to do next, what to do before we start rounding off bolts and stuff like that. We'll make a list of what she needs. We'll determine what it is and how much it's worth. And then a big part of this is, are you going to do the work yourself? Because whenever it gets to, we just determined this is a 1986 model dirt bike, that unless you just take your checkbook up to the dealership, and leave it blank and sign that son of a bitch, chances are they're not going to mess with it. So you need your brother-in-law, your next door neighbor, or the reason that we're doing this video, show you how to do it your damn self. So watch step 2 on the 1986 Suzuki 80. We'll make sure, I'll do a little bit of web search and make darn sure what she is. But thank you all for tuning in, and yeah, I appreciate it, and we'll go through the next phase of what's apps. I appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Zombie. Peace.